Do-hyun stood at his research station, looking at the large screen showing planet Earth. His 3 hearts beat faster as he studied the swirling white clouds over the blue oceans. Most of his fellow researchers at the Galactic Council's scientific division thought he was wasting his time. They called Earth a death world, a planet too dangerous to study up close. Still staring at that deadly ball of water, a voice called from behind him. It was senior researcher Yong-ah, his immediate superior. The older alien's skin shifted from its usual calm green to an annoyed yellow. "Yes, sir," Do-hyun replied, keeping his voice steady. "I found something interesting today." Yong-ah walked closer, his forelegs making soft clicking sounds on the metal floor. "More interesting than the safe worlds we should be studying?" he asked, his upper eyes narrowing while his lower ones blinked rapidly. Do-hyun took a deep breath. The humans have launched another space station. That's their 3rd one this decade. They're advancing much faster than we expected. "Impossible," Yong-ah said, but he moved closer to look at the screen. No species could develop so quickly in those conditions. The gravity alone should crush them. Just then, Hae-yun entered the research chamber. She was carrying several data tablets and almost dropped them when she saw Yong-ah. Her skin rippled with surprise patterns before settling back to its normal blue shade. "Do-hyun is right," she said, walking over to join them. "I've been monitoring their communications. They don't just survive on Earth. They enjoy it." Yong-ah looked at both researchers like they had gone mad. "Enjoy it?" The temperature on that planet swings between freezing and boiling. The air pressure would pop our bodies like bubbles. There are thousands of poisonous creatures, and you're telling me they enjoy it. Do-hyun quickly pulled up a video feed on the screen. It showed humans climbing a snow-covered mountain. "Look at this, sir. They climb these deadly peaks for fun. They call it a sport." Hae-yun added another video beside it, showing humans swimming in the ocean, and they dive into their oceans, full of predators and crushing pressures, just to look at the creatures living there. Yong-ha's skin turned a pale white, a sign of shock in their species. This can't be right. The Council classified Earth as a level 10 death world for good reasons. No intelligent life could evolve there. "But it did," Do-hyun said excitedly. "And not just survive. The humans have built cities, developed technology, and now they're reaching for the stars, all while living in conditions that would kill any of us in minutes." Hae-yun placed one of her data tablets on the main console. A hologram appeared, showing human vital signs. Their bodies are amazing. They can repair broken bones. They can survive losing large amounts of blood. They can even grow back some damaged body parts. And look at this, they can run for hours without stopping. Yong-ah stepped back, his legs trembling slightly. "Stop. This is too much. If what you're saying is true." He paused, his skin shifting through several colors as he thought. "If you're right, we need to tell the Council immediately." "They won't believe us," Hae-yun said quietly. "Remember what happened to researcher Jae-ho when he suggested studying Earth's oceans?" Do-hyun remembered. Jae-ho had been laughed out of the council chamber and transferred to a minor research station on the outer rim. But this time was different. This time they had proof. "Sir," Do-hyun said, "I've been working on something else, something that changes everything." He pressed a few buttons on his console, and a new image appeared on the screen. It showed a series of radio waves coming from Earth. "What am I looking at?" Yong-ah asked. "These are transport ship signatures," Do-hyun explained. "The humans have developed faster than light travel technology. They're preparing for their first jump." The chamber went completely silent. Even the usual hum of the research equipment seemed muted. Yong-ha's skin had turned white again and stayed that way. How long do we have?" he finally asked. Hae-yun checked her calculations. Based on their test patterns, less than 1 standard rotation. They'll make their first FTL jump in about 6 Earth months. Yong-ah moved quickly to the main communication console. "We need to call an emergency council session. Right now." His fingers flew over the controls. If the humans can survive those conditions, and they have FTL technology, they'll be the strongest species we've ever encountered. Do-hyun finished the thought. The next few hours were chaos. Research teams from every department were called in. The council members arrived one by one, their faces showing different shades of disbelief and worry as they watched the evidence. Do-hyun and Hae-yun presented their findings to the full council. They showed videos of humans running marathons in the desert, climbing the highest mountains, diving into the deepest oceans, and even jumping from the edge of their atmosphere for fun. And now, Do-hyun said, reaching the end of his presentation, they're about to join us in space, a species that evolved on the deadliest known planet, that treats extreme conditions as minor inconveniences, is about to have faster-than-light travel. One of the council members, a floating gas-based being, moved forward. What are you suggesting, researcher Do-hyun? That we stop them? No, Hae-yun stepped in. We suggest we contact them first. Right now, they don't know about us. We can approach them peacefully, learn from them. Their ability to survive in extreme conditions could help us solve many problems across the galaxy. The council chamber erupted in discussion. Some members wanted to isolate Earth completely. Others agreed with Hae-yun's suggestion of peaceful contact. A few even suggested preparing for war, afraid of what such a powerful species might do. Finally, the head of the council raised all four of her arms for silence. We have avoided Earth for generations, believing nothing of value could come from such a deadly world. Now we face a choice. Continue to hide, or reach out to a species that might change everything we know about survival and adaptation. She turned to Do-hyun and Hae-yun. You two have studied them the most. Do you believe they would be peaceful? Do-hyun thought about all the human broadcasts he had watched, all their stories and songs and art. They can be violent, he admitted, but they also show great kindness. They risk their lives to save others, even animals. They build hospitals to heal the sick. They create beautiful things just to make others happy. Hae-yun added, they're like their planet, capable of great destruction, but also of nurturing life. And they're curious. All their deadliest adventures come from wanting to learn, to explore, to understand. The head of the council was quiet for a long moment. Then she spoke. Prepare a first contact team. Researcher Do-hyun and Hae-yun will lead it. We must meet these humans before they find us by accident. As they left the council chamber, Hae-yun turned to Do-hyun. Are you ready for this? We'll have to go to Earth ourselves. Do-hyun looked at the image of Earth still showing on his portable screen. The swirling clouds, the vast oceans, the green and brown land masses. A world that had scared their people for so long was about to become their greatest adventure. Yes, he said, his skin glowing with excitement patterns. I'm ready to meet the people who made the deadliest planet in the galaxy their home. Behind them, the council was already beginning preparations for humanity's welcome to the galactic community. Soon, the species that had learned to thrive in conditions that would kill most alien life would step onto the galactic stage. The universe would never be the same. The alien ship appeared in Earth's orbit on a quiet Tuesday morning. Do-hyun stood at the observation window, his three hearts racing as he looked down at the blue planet. Their ship had the best protection technology in the galaxy, but he still felt nervous about visiting this deadly world. Final safety checks are complete, Hae-yun announced from her station. She was wearing the newly designed protective suit that would help them survive Earth's crushing gravity. The landing team is ready. Ambassador Taiwan floated into the command center, his ceremonial robes shimmering in the artificial light. Remember, he said, we must be careful. These humans have never met alien life before, and they survived on a death world. They might be unstable. The landing ship carried them down through Earth's thick atmosphere. The vessel shook so much that Do-hyun's skin kept changing colors in fear. Hae-yun watched their instruments carefully. The air pressure is rising, she reported. It's already twice what we're used to. They landed in a place called New Zealand, chosen because it had the mildest conditions on Earth. A group of humans waited for them on the landing pad. Do-hyun was surprised to see them standing casually in the open air, wearing only thin cloth coverings they called clothes. The landing ramp opened, and Earth's air rushed in through their filters. Ambassador Ta-won led the way, walking carefully in his gravity support suit. Do-hyun and Hae-yun followed, along with their security team. A human stepped forward to meet them. She wore a white coat and had a friendly smile. "Welcome to Earth," she said in perfect galactic standard. They had transmitted the language database ahead of their arrival. "I'm Dr. Myray, head of Earth's first contact team." Ambassador Ta-won bowed slightly, his skin showing formal greeting patterns. "Thank you for your welcome. We apologize for our protective gear, but your world is quite dangerous for our kind." Dr. Myray nodded understandingly. "Yes, we received your information about your environmental needs. Would you like to continue our meeting inside? We've prepared a chamber with reduced gravity and pressure." As they walked to the building, Do-hyun noticed something strange. "Dr. Myray," he asked, "why are there humans running in circles on that black path over there?" Myray looked where he pointed and laughed. "Oh, that's our athletic track. People use it for exercise and sports training." Hae-yun's skin flashed with surprise patterns. "You mean they're making their bodies work harder, on purpose, in this gravity?" "Of course," Myray said. "We need to stay healthy. Some people run dozens of kilometers every day." The aliens looked at each other in shock. They had known humans were strong, but this was beyond their understanding. Inside the meeting room, with more comfortable conditions for the aliens, they began their official discussions. Dr. Myray showed them presentations about Earth's different cultures, technologies, and achievements. "This is remarkable," Ambassador Ta-won said, watching a video of humans building skyscrapers. "You create these enormous structures, despite earthquakes and storms. We've learned to build for our conditions," Myray explained. "Would you like to visit one? We have a viewing platform on our tallest building that gives an excellent view of the city." The security team immediately protested. "Too dangerous," they said. "The height alone would kill us if our gravity suits failed." But Do-hyun surprised everyone by saying, "I'll go." Hae-yun stared at him with all her eyes wide open. "We came here to learn," he said. "We should experience their world as much as we safely can." The trip to the skyscraper was terrifying and amazing. The elevator moved so fast that Do-hyun's gravity suit had to work extra hard. But when they reached the viewing platform, the sight left him speechless. The city spread out below them, full of life and movement. "How do you do it?" he asked Myray. "How do you live so easily in these conditions?" Myray thought for a moment. "We don't think about it much," she said. "This is just home for us, like how you don't think about breathing." Their discussion was interrupted by a low rumbling sound. The building began to shake slightly. The alien security team went into panic mode, but Myray remained calm. "Just a small earthquake," she said, checking her phone. "About magnitude 4.5. Nothing to worry about." "Nothing to worry about." Hayden's skin had turned pale with fear. "The ground is moving. The building is designed to handle much stronger quakes," Myray explained. "This happens all the time in this region. Would you like to see our earthquake response center? It's quite interesting." Over the next few days, the alien delegation saw more things that challenged everything they knew. They watched humans swimming in the ocean, playing sports in the hot sun, and even cooking with fire, actual fire, in their homes. During a meal, the aliens could only watch as they absorbed nutrients differently. Do-hyun asked about something that had been bothering him. "Dr. Myray, we've seen humans doing many dangerous things, but what scares you? What do humans consider dangerous?" Myray smiled. "Lots of things scare us," she said, "but we've learned that being scared doesn't mean you can't do something. We just prepare, learn, and try to be careful." Just then, An alarm sounded throughout the building. Mireille checked her phone and stood up quickly. Speaking of dangerous situations, she said, "There's a tsunami warning. A large earthquake just occurred offshore." The alien delegation wanted to return to their ship immediately, but the spaceport had been closed as part of the emergency procedures. Instead, they found themselves watching in amazement as humans calmly and efficiently evacuated coastal areas. From their safe location on high ground, they saw the giant wave approach the coast. Do-hyun expected panic, but instead, he saw human emergency teams moving with purpose and coordination. Boats headed out to sea to ride out the wave. Buildings designed to withstand the water stood firm. "This is incredible," Hae-hyun said, recording everything with her scientific instruments. "Your people don't just survive here. You've mastered your environment." "Not mastered," Mireille corrected her. "We've learned to live with it. Earth can still surprise us, but we've learned to be ready, to help each other, and to rebuild when necessary." After the tsunami passed, the aliens watched the cleanup effort. Humans worked together to clear debris, repair damages, and help those in need. They saw people sharing food, offering shelter to strangers, and working long hours in difficult conditions to restore their community. That evening, as they prepared to return to their ship, Ambassador Ta-won spoke to Dr. Mireille. "We came here thinking we would find a primitive species struggling to survive on a death world," he said. "Instead, we found something much more impressive." Mireille raised an eyebrow. "What's that?" "A species that turns survival into an art form," he replied. "Your people don't just live here, you thrive. You've taken every challenge Earth has given you and turned it into an opportunity to grow stronger." Do-hyun added, "In our culture, we avoid danger at all costs. But humans, you face it, study it, even seek it out sometimes, and somehow, that has made you incredible survivors." As their ship lifted off from Earth, Do-hyun looked back at the blue planet. He thought about everything they had seen. The strength, the adaptability, the courage of humans. The Council had been right to want to make contact before humans discovered them. "They're going to change everything, aren't they?" Hae-hyun asked quietly. Do-hyun nodded. "Yes," he said. "The galaxy won't know what hit it." His skin showed patterns of excitement and worry mixed together. "But maybe that's exactly what we need. A species that doesn't run from challenges, but faces them head-on." The Earth continued its spin below them, looking peaceful from space, but now they knew better. It wasn't just a death world anymore. It was a crucible that had forged humanity into something unique in the galaxy, a species that could laugh in the face of danger and dance in the rain of their storms. 3 months after the first contact with Earth, Do-hyun sat in the Galactic Council's emergency meeting chamber. The huge screens on the walls showed scenes of destruction. The peaceful colony world of Haven was under attack by the Ravagers, a species known for taking what they wanted by force. "Our defense fleet has failed to stop them," the military commander said, his skin dark with worry patterns. "The Ravagers' ships are too strong. They've destroyed our best vessels like they were toys." Hae-hyun, who had been studying the battle data, spoke up. "Their technology is more advanced than ours. Our weapons can't get through their shields." The council members talked all at once, their voices filled with fear. Haven was home to millions of civilians. If it fell, other peaceful worlds would be next. Ambassador Ta-won, who had been quiet until now, cleared his throat. "There might be a solution," he said. Everyone turned to look at him. "We could ask Earth for help." The chamber went silent. Then the military commander laughed. "The humans, they've barely left their planet. What can they do against the Ravagers?" "They've survived worse," Do-hyun said, standing up to support Ta-won. "Remember, they live on a world we thought was too dangerous for any intelligent life." Before anyone could argue more, a new message appeared on the screens. The Ravagers had landed on Haven. They were attacking the main city. The head of the council raised her arms for silence. "Ambassador Ta-won, Contact Earth immediately. We have nothing to lose by asking. Dr. Myray received their message at the new Galactic Embassy on Earth. She took it straight to the United Earth Defense Council, where Admiral Kita was leading a meeting. So, the Admiral said after hearing about Haven, an advanced alien species is attacking a peaceful colony. They have better technology than the Galactic Council, and they're asking us for help. His face was serious, but his eyes showed interest. Yes, Myray said. The Council's ships can't stop them. Haven will fall without help. Admiral Kita looked at the data from the battles. Then he smiled. Their ships are better than the Council's, he said. But the Ravagers have never fought humans before, and they've never faced someone who grew up fighting Earth's gravity. Within hours, Earth's response ships were ready. They were smaller than the Ravagers' ships, but they were built by people who had learned to survive on the deadliest planet in the galaxy. Do-hyun watched from the Council station as the Earth ships arrived at Haven. There were only 10 of them, facing more than 30 Ravager vessels. This is Admiral Kita to all Earth ships, the radio crackled. Remember your training. Use Haven's gravity to your advantage, just like flying in Earth's atmosphere during a storm. Let's show them what humans can do. The battle that followed amazed everyone watching. The Earth ships moved in ways the Ravagers had never seen, using Haven's gravity to make turns that should have been impossible. When Ravager weapons hit Earth shields, the human ships rolled with the impact instead of trying to stand firm. They're fighting like they're in the ocean, Hae-yun said, watching the data streams, moving with the forces instead of against them, just like sea life on Earth. On the ground, things were even more surprising. Earth's soldiers, wearing powered armor suits, moved through Haven's lower gravity like it was nothing. The Ravagers, used to fighting weaker species, found themselves facing troops who could jump small buildings and carry heavy weapons without getting tired. Squad 7, there are civilians trapped in that building. Admiral Kita's voice came through the radio. The structure is unstable and on fire. Just like the Jakarta earthquake rescue, one of the human soldiers replied. The squad ran straight into the burning building. Minutes later, they came out carrying children and elderly Haven residents to safety. The Ravagers had never seen anything like it. They were used to species that ran away from danger. These humans ran toward it. Do-hyun and Hae-yun worked in the command center, helping coordinate between Earth forces and Haven's defenders. They saw humans teaching Haven's people how to fight back, how to survive in dangerous conditions. Watch how they move, a human sergeant told a group of Haven defenders. Use the low gravity to your advantage. If they're stronger, be faster. If they're faster, be smarter. That's how we survived on Earth. The battle lasted 3 days. By the end, 7 Earth ships had surrounded the remaining Ravager vessels. The alien attackers, for the first time in their history, surrendered. In the aftermath, Do-hyun walked through Haven's main city with Admiral Kita and Dr. Myray. Buildings were damaged, but Earth's emergency teams were already helping with repairs. I don't understand, Do-hyun said. Your ships were smaller. Your technology wasn't as advanced. How did you win? Admiral Kita stopped and picked up a piece of broken metal. You see this, he said. It's from one of our ships. We built it to bend, not break. On Earth, we learned that the strongest thing isn't always the thing that never moves. Sometimes it's the thing that knows how to move with the blow and keep going. Like a tree in a storm, Myray added, the ones that don't bend are the ones that break. Hae-yun, who had been recording everything for the council, spoke up. Your people fought like Earth animals. The ships moved like sea creatures. The soldiers adapted like your planet's survivors. You turned your deadly world's lessons into strengths. Exactly, Kita said. Every deadly thing about Earth taught us something. High gravity made us strong. Changing weather made us adaptable. Earthquakes and storms taught us to build things that last. Dangerous animals taught us to be aware of our surroundings. We learned from everything that tried to kill us. As they talked, human medical teams worked to help injured Haven residents. Earth engineers were already drawing up plans to improve Haven's defenses, using principles learned from surviving natural disasters on their home world. The Ravagers thought that stronger weapons and better shields would win the day. Kita continued. But we knew better. On Earth, the smartest survivor isn't always the strongest. It's the one that can adapt, that can turn problems into solutions. Do-hyun looked at his data pad, where he had recorded the battle. The Council thought Earth was too dangerous for intelligent life, he said. But living there didn't make humans weaker. It made them stronger than anyone imagined. That evening, as Earth ships patrolled Haven's space to guard against any returning Ravagers, the Galactic Council held an emergency session. The main topic: how humanity's survival skills could help protect other worlds. They don't just survive, Hae-yun told the Council. They take what they learn from surviving and use it to help others. They're teaching Haven's people not just how to fight, but how to be stronger, how to adapt, how to survive. As the Council members discussed this new development, Do-hyun looked at the latest images from Haven. Humans were working side by side with Haven's people, sharing the lessons learned from their deadly homeworld. Earth's greatest gift to the galaxy wasn't just its strength. It was its ability to teach others how to be strong too. The death world that the galaxy had feared for so long had produced exactly what they needed. A species that didn't just survive the impossible, but thrived on it and was willing to teach others to do the same. 1 year after the Battle of Haven, the great meeting hall of the Galactic Council looked very different. The once empty visitor seats were now filled with humans. Dr. Myre sat in the front row, next to Admiral Kita. Do-hyun and Hae-yun stood at the speaker's platform, ready to present their latest research. 6 cycles ago, we thought Earth was too dangerous for intelligent life. Do-hyun began, his skin showing confident patterns. Today, we understand that Earth's dangers created the strongest allies we could have hoped for. The large screens behind him showed images of the changes that had happened since the Haven battle. Human teachers worked with alien species, showing them how to survive in difficult conditions. Earth's engineers helped build stronger cities on worlds with earthquakes and storms. Human doctors shared their knowledge of treating injuries and illness. Hae-yun stepped forward to share her findings. The human body can heal from injuries that would kill most species, she explained. They can survive with only one of their 2 lungs working. They can live with just one of their 2 kidneys. Their bones get stronger when broken and healed. Everything about them was shaped by Earth's harsh conditions. Dr. Myra walked up to join them. She carried a small plant in a clear container. This is something we call a mangrove, she said. It grows where the ocean meets the land on Earth. The salt water would kill most plants, but the mangrove learned to filter the salt out. The strong waves would wash away most plants, but the mangrove grew special roots to hold on. She placed the plant on the display table. Humans are like this mangrove. Earth tried to kill us with gravity, so we grew stronger bones. It tried to kill us with changing temperatures, so we learned to survive in heat and cold. It tried to kill us with diseases, so our bodies learned to fight back stronger each time. Admiral Kita added his own presentation about Earth's military teachings. We don't just train soldiers to be strong, he explained. We train them to think, to adapt, to solve problems. On Earth, the strongest animal isn't always the one that survives. Often it's the one that learns to work with others, to use tools, to think differently. The council members listened with great interest. After the Haven battle, many worlds had asked for human help with their own problems. Planets that faced natural disasters wanted to learn Earth's survival techniques. Worlds with dangerous weather wanted to know how humans built cities to withstand storms. But the most important thing we learned from Earth, Do-hyun said, wasn't about survival. It was about thriving. He showed new images on the screens. Humans playing sports in dangerous conditions, climbing mountains for fun, diving deep into oceans to study sea life. running long distances to test their limits. Humans don't just survive hard things, Heian explained. They challenge themselves to do hard things on purpose. They believe that facing difficulties makes them stronger. The head of the council stood up. When we first learned about Earth, we called it a death world, she said. We were wrong. It is a teaching world. Every danger on Earth taught humans a lesson they now share with us. Dr. Myrie smiled. On Earth, we have a saying, a smooth sea never made a skilled sailor. It means that facing challenges helps us learn and grow stronger. The council meeting continued with more presentations. Human scientists showed how Earth's gravity made their ships stronger. Earth doctors explained how treating injuries in harsh conditions helped them develop better healing techniques. Human builders demonstrated how they made buildings that could survive earthquakes and storms. But the most impressive presentation came from a group of children, both human and alien. They were students at the new Galactic Survival School on Haven. The human teachers had taught them how to work together, how to solve problems, and how to be strong in hard times. Last week, we had a big storm, one alien child explained. Before, we would have been scared, but our human teachers showed us how to prepare, how to help each other, and how to stay safe. Now we know that being scared doesn't mean we can't be brave. Do-hyun watched the children with pride. 1 year ago, these species wouldn't even visit each other's worlds. Now they learned together, played together, and helped each other grow stronger. After the meeting, Do-hyun and Hae-hyun walked in the council's garden with Dr. Myrie and Admiral Kita. The garden now had a new section with earth plants, tough, adaptable species that could survive in different conditions. I remember when you first came to Earth, Myrie said to Do-hyun, "You were so worried about our gravity crushing you." Do-hyun's skin showed embarrassed patterns. "Yes, but your gravity suit designs helped us adapt. Now we can visit Earth much more easily. Some of our younger researchers even try Earth sports in low gravity." Hae-hyun touched one of the Earth plants. Everything we thought made Earth too dangerous actually made it perfect for creating a species that could help the galaxy. Every problem on Earth taught humans a solution we needed. Admiral Kita looked up at the stars visible through the garden's clear dome. "The galaxy is full of dangers," he said, "but now we face them together. Humans teach others how to be strong, and we learn new things from every species we meet." That evening, the council made its final decision. Earth was officially reclassified from Death World, too dangerous for contact, to Advanced Training World. Source of survival knowledge. The document noted that Earth's harsh conditions had created not just survivors, but teachers who could help the whole galaxy grow stronger. As Do-hyun wrote his final research report, he thought about how much had changed. The planet he had once studied in secret was now the galaxy's greatest teacher. The species everyone thought would be too dangerous to contact had become their strongest allies and wisest instructors. "What are you thinking about?" Hae-hyun asked, seeing his skin showing deep thought patterns. "About how wrong we were," he replied. "We thought Earth was too deadly for intelligent life. But its deadliness created exactly what the galaxy needed, a species that could teach others how to turn problems into strengths." Through the window, they could see ships coming and going from Earth, carrying students, teachers, and leaders from across the galaxy. All of them coming to learn from the people who had mastered living on the deadliest planet in the galaxy. Earth was no longer a world to fear. It had become a world that taught the galaxy how to be fearless.